haven't got any mates on the outside anymore.
Well, you'll make new ones. There'll be lots of girls your age working at the hospital.
Yeah, but what about when they find out about me?
Don't tell them.
Yeah, suppose you're right.
Of course, he's a top sire.
Reserve junior champion at the Royal Easter Show, as I recall.
Well, he was champion material in my view. Still, you can't win them all, can you? We plan to show him again next year, of course.
Senior champion.
Well, why not, eh? Oh, come in, Mr. Nicholson. Mr. Baldwin and I have a mutual interest in Murray Greys.
I'm afraid I don't know much about cattle.
Not your bag, eh? Well, take a seat. Well, an unusual beginning to an appeal, don't you think?
Caught me by surprise, I must say.
Yes, she's a sparky old thing.
I thought they'd pinched all the towels. I never seen one of them things before. Just fancy that. You just press a button and all this hot air comes out.
Well, come in, Mrs. Birdsworth. Have a seat.
Sorry I'm late, but I had to powder my nose. Nice chambers you got here.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Your Excellence, but do you think I could have a little refreshment?
Oh, of course.
Beauty!
Margaret, ask Mrs. Plummer to bring some tea, would you? Well, now that we're all here, let's expedite matters, shall we? While we wait for the tea, maybe you could tell me something of yourself.
What do you want to know?
Well, just tell me what you would have said in the courtroom.
Righto. Well, I was in Wentworth for 20 years, you see. And then they found out I never done nothing.
Ah, yes, the murder charge.
But I got a lot of compo, though.
Yeah, and you were released.
Straight off. But I got lonely on the outside, so I got myself put back in again.
But what about your family?
I never knew I had any.
How do you mean?
Captain Barton, he's a salvo, you know. He found me daughter Marcia, but she wasn't me daughter. And he found me granddaughter Josie, but she's not my granddaughter neither.
You know, I'm not sure that I follow all this.
I adopted them, you see.
Ah.
And a better family you couldn't wish to have.
And they're the ones now in America.
Yeah, for poor little Josie's leg. I don't know how they would have managed if it hadn't been for me compo.
After all those years, to share your precious compensation money is very generous.
Oh, I'd have given Josie my own left leg if it could have helped.
I'm glad you didn't have to.
Yeah, I would have looked silly standing on one leg like a flaming flagpole.
Oh, tea, everyone?
I kept trying to get back to be with me old mates, but I couldn't.
I remember hearing of it at the time.
Oh, God, it was hard work, all that shoplifting just to get back into Wentworth.
Well. But you're not keen to stay there now.
No, I'd like to be out when little Josie comes home. 18 months would be just about right.
I suggest, Mrs. Birdsworth, we don't actually specify a time.
No, not to worry, Mr. Baldwin. I think Mrs. Birdsworth has stated the case admirably. Mr. Nicholson, I'm anxious to clear up this matter as soon as possible. What have you to say?
Well, Your Honor, quite frankly, and this is off the record, of course, we wouldn't be surprised at a reduced sentence. In fact, it seemed a little unreasonable at the time, given the circumstances of the case and Mrs. Birdsworth herself, of course.
I take it, Mr. Nicholson, then, that you'd have no objection if we returned to court for a decision.
None at all.
Well, this has been most pleasant, don't you think? Mrs. Birdsworth, let's adjourn, shall we?
Hi.
Jim.
I had to see you. I hope you don't mind.
No, of course not. I'm sorry I was so short with you on the phone. It was hopeless trying to be personal long distance.
That's why I'm here.
And everything got so busy all of a sudden.
We've got some sorting out to do.
I know. That's why I didn't want to get involved on the phone.
Well, can we go someplace and talk?
I can't leave the shop. I'm waiting for some quotes.
You know, considering I'm about to invest money in this business, there's a lot of things that I don't know.
You mean financially?
I mean financially, about you, Julian.
Now, just a minute. Don't forget, this whole thing started out as a joke, only you took me up on it.
I didn't take it as a joke.
Well, it's beyond a joke now, that's for sure.
Well, you're retracting your offer.
Well, I'm not saying that. I just don't like being attacked, that's all. This business is done brilliantly, and I don't care who knows it. Any extra money would be used to make it do even better, yours or anybody's.
Yeah, all right. I'm sorry. I didn't want to have a row. Let's just forget what I said, eh?
I'm sorry, Jim. I've got a lot on my plate right now. I didn't mean to bite your head off.
You need a break.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, how about dinner tonight, then? I'll find someplace small and cozy.
How about a padded phone box?
Well, maybe not that small. What time will I pick you up?
How about 7? Give me time to rejuvenate.
That's one thing you don't need. I'll see you at 7.
I've got to admit, Chrissy, I'm a bit scared of going out on my own. You know, no Kevin and no Lizzie.
Oh, you'll meet people, though. Some nice uncle snap you up for sure.
Oh, I don't know.
Of course he will. You might catch some doctor's eye at that hospital, eh?
Oh, don't be silly. What doctor would be interested in me? Anyway, they're all married.
That won't stop them.
Doctors aren't like that.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Oh, what if they find out I've got a record?
Well, what about it? Your boss knows, don't he?
Oh, yeah. But Dr. Henderson, he's real nice. I'm looking forward to working with the kids, too. They said I can bath them and dress them and read to them and play with them. And Mrs. Davidson said I was real good playing with the kids.
Yeah, well, look at Elizabeth. She's happy. If I get run over by a truck or something, you can look after her for me.
Oh, yeah. But you're beautiful, aren't you? You're the most beautiful thing in the whole world. Yes, you are.
There's a visitor for you.
Oh, funny. I wasn't expecting no one. Who is it?
I don't know. A man.
Oh, that's a good start. Can you look after her for me, Dor?
Yeah, no worries.
I'm off on a blind date. See ya.
Bye.
Mr. Nicholson, do you wish to address the court?
Your Honour, in the light of consultations in chambers, I feel there's no further need for a submission on behalf of the Crown.
Mr. Baldwin?
I agree with my learned friend, Your Honour. No further submissions.
In view of the evidence before me, I find the penalty imposed on Elizabeth Josephine Birdsworth to be excessive, and hereby order that the sentence be reduced to 18 months. The court shall adjourn sine die.
Oh, it was strange. It was some guy I knew years ago. It's funny he even knew I was inside. Here, slip me 20, though. Look. Gonna buy some woolly singlets. Come on, Elizabeth. Come on. Is that Tracy Bird still on the trolley?
No, she's only on remand. Her case comes up soon, though.
Who's she in with?
Jude.
Well, so who's on the trolley?
Oh, well, I don't know. It was Lizzie yesterday. Why?
Oh, nothing. I'm just curious, aren't I?
Wouldn't like to be in her shoes.
What, Tracy's?
The dope ring after you and guys shooting at you. Not much fun in that.
Oh, she's safe in here, though.
You'd think so, but you never know.
There's no hurry for these. Dorian Burns is due for release next week, so as long as they're ready by Friday.
Like wounded bulls. If I'd been smart, I would have handled my own case 20 years ago. Good day, Mrs. Davidson. It was terrific. We killed him.
I take it the decision went well.
Well, oh, it was perfect.
I am pleased. Mr. Baldwin must have done a good job.
Yeah, but if I hadn't stepped in, things might have been a bit different. Legal Birdsworth, they called me.
Oh, you lent a hand, did you?
Of course I did. I reckon they needed somebody with a bit of experience.
Well, you've had plenty of that. So, what was the decision?
Oh, that judge. He was great. A perfect gentleman. I asked him for 18 months, and that's what I got, on the nose.
You asked him?
Yeah. None of that mucking about with all that legal argy-bargy. I said to him, 18 months, I said, didn't I? She was there. 18 months, I said, and that was it.
Well, I'm glad you had the decision you wanted. Now, you better get changed, and I'll deal with the paperwork.
You know what?